is happening again, and we're all really excited about it. We have, of course, some guests here who don't know the history of this class, this particular class, and how it's come about. So I just wanted to tell you that this year, this is sort of the structure of it, and what has been for a couple of years, that in the middle we have, of course, the students. But the students have to do the writing and the stats and the communication. And we have this year 9 teaching assistants. Some of them are old and some of them are new here. And of the students, we had 45 students and about 11 nationalities. And from the Kommune, we had these areas this year. There's a public presentation, which is this part, and then the formal report, which is coming. And then we've also been coordinating ourselves with a wide variety of artistic helpers to help with this public presentation, and today is going to be one of those things. This idea here, this is the biodiversity, the bacteria, and the sort of a general environment, which has been the sort of core of all of this. And the reason this course has come up at all was because it's the natural entrance to the Department of Biology at the University of Bergen here, and just to make sure that all these nationalities actually have at least the basic bare minimum of what we need for them to get through, and that they manage to understand how this place is working here, that they do the scientific writing and start to use the systems, the library, everything else that's here, and the labs, and most importantly, they understand that they're in Bergen, and Bergen is a very special place, and among them, the way that the Water and Sewage Division and the Green Parks Division works, that's actually quite special. And in fact, this is the 10th anniversary of our cooperation with Bergen Kommune, and that has been one of the absolute major keys in making the motivation really high, and that's a very important factor. What we've also done here is, and this is the 5th anniversary of doing this, we take it for creative science learning, because basically, I hate to inform you, we overproduce PhDs globally, and too much of it is a bit of a sausage factory kind of thing. And unfortunately, the creativity has sometimes fallen by the wayside and not been rewarded. But the creativity is what gets through. And that's what really makes an audience sort of understand and pay attention. And in fact, it was a comment from one of the Bergen Kommune's workers, Arvid Totland. He'd been working with us from the beginning, and when we first started the artistic presentations, he had seen 5 years worth before. And then we started the artistic presentations, where sometimes an idea was done as a cooking school, or as people acting as the audience participating as various parts of school, the Lungegårdsland and things like that. But after that very first session, where it was a combination of science and arts in the presentations, Arvid had one comment that made it what it is today. It goes, "Now I get it. Now I get it." And that's the key here. Because our idea is not to keep it it's not a prayer for the converted. It's a way to reach out and make other people understand what we do here. So to talk to scientists, we understand lots of stuff. But even our closest collaborators don't necessarily understand. And so when we do the creative science teaching, we start to think out of the box, or at least out of the very narrow box we have sometimes been forced into. So this year, and this is absolutely not an effort that is done alone. This year we have a big team, Knut Helge and Magnus and Christiana Todd from Rådgivende Biologer. She used to be at Lister. Jonathan Spear and Angelo Simonelli form the core part of the bio group. And the Bergen municipality, we have Lars Sørfond and Håvard Bjordal and Ole Sandven, who have helped out in the field and answered probably 1,000 questions since then. And so we've also been branching out, and we did our very first master class in science communication along with the Bergen International Film Festival. And it was a dialogue with filmmakers and scientists and media. And of course, this was a cooperation between myself, Paolo Chavarria, and Håkon Tveit from BIF. And between us, we saw how it was over 100 that was there. And it was a very interesting experience, and so successful enough that it's probably going to be an annual event. We are going to do it again next fall in cooperation with Bergen International Film Festival. So we're starting to take a step up and communicate the results and communicate why results get across and how they get across and what's important and what actually we're talking about. So this means that this is the program for today. So what we have here, this is the sites that have been done, and here's the presentation guides. Originally, well, this is typical. Okay, originally it was going to be an artist guide, and then me, and an artist guide, and then me, and then day before yesterday, or was it yesterday, all the groups sort of discussed each other, and this is the outcome now. So they've all agreed that this is it. And I want you to notice the teaching assistants. It's one per group. So Jan Petho, this is his second year helping a group, and this is they help for mostly the written reports, and some have followed some of the development for the presentations. Sven he's here right now. This is his second year as well. Frulian is his second year. Caroline, it's her third year. Rui is his first year. And Hayang is his first year, and Tanvir first year, and Francesca first year, and Hassan first year. So this whole course has been a learning experience for those who haven't had this before, and we're taking advantage of the fact that these are university stipendiata who have an extra year of their studies in order to spend part of it teaching. And the cooperation between the student groups and the TAs is part of their teaching experience, which they can use as well later on for their CVs and for job applications and so on. So, basically, that's about it. We're going to start out with Kalktrevike and then go over to Store Lykkegaardsvann. There's a bit of a space in between each presentation because there's some technical this and that. And some people have things on Mac and some people have things on. But we have technical people in here in case everything goes wrong. Yeah, there's some nodding smiles here. And so basically, I think we're about ready to start. If Kalktrevike wants to come and break the ice. So, yes, as they're setting up, I'll just tell you that for each site, Bergen Kommune had a question or two that the experimental design was put together to answer. And everybody had basically the same parameters they could measure. The E. coli, the bacteria, the biodiversity, the phosphorus, and some abiotic things. And they had a half a day's field work, and it's filled up about 3 months worth of the rest of the course. So, and yeah. There you go. Okay. And the